Gets around KG. Beautiful teamwork with Rochi.
When we're great offensively, we might not be so great defensively, or when we're great defensively, we're not so great offensively. And we need to be able to string that together a little bit more. I think we need to be a little bit more patient in the actions that we're trying to run. For me, I just want the girls to go away from on this break and just enjoy their Christmas, get away from basketball, because mentally and physically it can be a bit draining, and just get away and not even think about it and come back in fresh after Christmas.
See if they can get themselves back in it. Fagan off the left.
We look at this game, we look at some of the habits we've been working on, like I've been speaking on throughout the 3 weeks that I've been here, and 82 points is good for us. We got some of the shots that we wanted. Some of the people found some confidence in what their roles are, and so we just keep building like every other game, win or lose.
A massive clash awaits at the Victoria State Basketball Centre today, with the Southside Melbourne Flyers host the Adelaide Lightning, with both seasons on the line as we enter the halfway mark of the WNBL season. The players have arrived thanks to Minor Hotels. A big clash this afternoon. This is the first time these two sides are meeting in the competition this season. Great to have your company wherever you're watching. Jess Webster with you, alongside former WNBL star and Commonwealth Games gold medalist Carly Wilson is here. Carly, great to see you. Big opportunity for these two sides today.
It's a huge opportunity. I mean, not that long ago, it was really looking like fourth spot was sewn up with the Canberra Cats. So they've got some injury problems now. After today's game, one of these teams is only going to be one win out of the top four.
Next to you in the experts chair, NBL champion, Women's Kangaroos head coach Damon Lowry. And Damon, as Carly just mentioned, these are the games you have to win if you want to prove yourself as a top four side.
The season is damn near over. It's like 7 or 8 games left. Teams got to get a wiggle on. You cannot afford to drop any more of those games that you really need to win. So this game right now for the Flyers, being at home, is absolutely critical.
It is critical indeed. The final member of our commentary team today, courtside for us, is Megan Huswaite, and she caught up with the evergreen WNBL star and Southside Flyers captain Kayla George.
Well, Kayla, it's nearly the new year, but let's start resolutions right now. What would the Flyers' resolution be for now? Would it be finding some momentum?
Yeah, I think we'll just channel the Las Vegas Aces of this past season, and you know, they lost to Minnesota by 50 and then won the next 16 or whatever it was and won the championship. So, like, we're on here, folks.
Well, spoken by a Aces championship player, by the way. But what are you expecting from Adelaide today? They've got a young import big, and you guys are going to have a great battle.
Yeah, definitely. Look, she's been playing really well, and she looks really tough. And, I mean, it's halfway through, but we've still not played Adelaide. And then in the next 4 weeks, we play them 4 times. So it's fantastic. So we'll get a real big battle on over the next month. But, yeah, look, I'm really excited. Adelaide's my hometown, and I love seeing Taubie. So, no, it'll be really good.
Speaking of drawing inspiration, Canberra were able to turn their campaign around a few weeks ago with 3 wins in a week. You've got 3 winnable games coming up. That will turn things around for Southside, I imagine.
Yes, please. That'd be great. Thank you so much, Santa. Thank you.
Please, and thank you, Kayla George. Thanks for your time. Good luck today.
Thanks.
She's always finding the energy and positivity is Kayla George. Damon, it's really crucial for the Southside Melbourne Flyers to find their offensive game today. They averaged the second lowest points for in the competition. Adelaide are third, so they have to find some scoring power today.
Not good at all. Yeah, they got to get Izzy Bourne, I reckon, involved extremely early. She's one of the players that can really go off for big games. Foul trouble's got to be important. They can't let their stars get into foul trouble, but they got to do it on the defensive end, an area that Coach Christy Harrell hasn't been that impressed with, but if they can get out and initiate some offense from their defense, that can go a long way.
Plenty of links between these two sides. Izzy Bourne and Hayley Andrews are both former Lightning players, and Dallas Lockridge is a former Flyer. She's having an excellent season. She also caught up with Megan Huswaite.
Well, Dallas, back in Melbourne and at the stadium you used to call home, where has your game grown and improved since you last played here?
I think obviously moving to Adelaide has been a big opportunity for me. So, you know, I've been having fun being able to be that main point guard. And I think, you know, I've just grown my leadership role within the team, and I'm just enjoying it, playing it.
Now, this is the first time you play Southside this season, 1 of 4 times. What will be the key to getting a win over them today?
Yeah, they're a great team, so we need to make sure we're locking in defensively and really focusing in on rebounding. We've been struggling with that this season, so.
Loving your campaign and looking forward to seeing you go up against your old team today. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Carly, she's averaging the 16 points and 4 assists per season. Really is a breakout year for Dallas.
Oh, she's been amazing this season, and one of the matchups I'm most looking forward to tonight is between her and Maddie Rocci. Of course, they were teammates last season. I think Dallas has probably got a little bit to prove out there today to be able to show, you know, here I'm leading my team now. I was under you last season, and now I'm out here having a great year. So a big matchup to keep our eye on.
So the atmosphere is building at the State Basketball Centre. So much on the line this afternoon. Both of these sides looking to find their 5th win of the season as we check in courtside. And it's a very big hello and good afternoon to Megan Huswaite.
Good afternoon, team. Well, for the last few years, Maddie Rocci has been the leading lady of Southside Flyers as their point guard, with the talented Dallas Lockridge as the talented understudy. But now Dallas has moved to Adelaide and she is the star of her own show. They come up against each other for the first time today. I spoke to them both pre-game, and Dallas says that she is most aware of Maddie Rocci's aggression as a leader, and she wants to put her under pressure today. And for Rocci, she says Dallas is just so crafty and so potent with that three-point shot, and that's what she'll be focusing on. So a great old-fashioned battle between the point guards this afternoon. We can't wait.
I love to see it, Megan. Thank you so much. The starting fives, a couple of changes to these two sides for today's clash. Tara Reid is out for Southside with concussion, so Nia Locke comes into the starting five. And we also have a debutante for the Adelaide Lightning, Charlotte Whittaker, a 25-year-old New Zealand prospect who was signed during the week. She flew into Australia on Christmas Day, trained with the team on Boxing Day, and here she is in a WNBL debut. Was immediately from the tip-off. Early points go the way of Adelaide Lightning through Lockridge against her old side.
Could you ask for a better start? Your Dallas coming back the old stomping grounds.
Adelaide coming off scoring 82 points against Perth. As we see Peters respond for Southside down the other end. Flyers sitting in 5th position with a 4-8 record. Adelaide 6th, 4-9. Now hunting down that 4th position, currently occupied by the UC Caps. So what are you hoping to see, Carly, from these two sides today? Anyone you got your eye on?
So many big matchups out there today. Obviously, we've mentioned the Maddie Rocci, Dallas Lockridge matchup, but also we've got Tablet out there. Maybe that's going to be Bourne. Sanaya Fagan, of course, a huge scoring threat for Adelaide. Who's going to be locking her down? It's looking like George early. And I think they're going to have to mix it up a bit, both teams, to try to see how they can shut their scoring power down.
Rocci misfires the Adelaide ball. It's Sanaya Fagan coming off 29 points and 6 rebounds against Perth. She was absolutely fantastic and having another great season, averaging the 19 per game.
I thought I was seeing things at first possession of the game defensively, but I'm looking at it again. Southside Flyers have decided to start the game in a 2-3 zone, and they've got 2 turnovers in a row now. Is that desperate, Carly? Christy Harrow's not backing her man-to-man defense, and she's going to start in the zone?
I don't think so. I love mixing up defense with the zone, junking it up, get it in there when they're not ready, especially starting the game in that. There's no way Adelaide would have been expecting that. So that's exactly what you want, just something to really mess with their minds a bit. 2 turnovers to start the game. Perfect strategy from Coach Christy Harrower.
Intelligent tap from Bourne to keep it alive, but it's come unstuck for the Flyers. Goes Fagan off to Lockridge. Penetrates inside off the right, it's no good. George with an early rebound, averaging a double-double this season. Bourne to Rocci to Peters. Back out to Bourne, and they'll share it around to George. Against Whittaker, the debutante for the Lightning, hands it off to Rocci, finds her way through the traffic, and will head to the line for the M1.
Light whistle early. Charlotte Whittaker coming into the lineup, like you said, just got here. Like, to come right into the starting lineup, she's thinking this starting stuff is easy. Yeah, she did get her on the offhand. The last thing she wants to do as a debutante is get herself in some early foul trouble.
And if you're going to foul at that point, you may as well make it a hard one. Make her earn it.
We speak a lot about how imports have to adjust to our competition. What's the hardest thing that they have to kind of get their minds around?
The food? No, just the style of play.
Yeah.
Look at my girl lock out in transition.
She gets an early bucket into the starting five for the first time this season.
I don't know how many Nia Locke supporters there are out there, but I'm one of them. And it's good to see her get this opportunity. She's only been averaging about 8 minutes a game, and you can just see the skill level, but sometimes you just need her opportunity to come your way no matter what the circumstances.
And that's something she can really bring for this Southside team. She's so fast and athletic. She can get out on that fast break. We know Southside are so good in the quarter court with their execution, but can they pick up a few cheapies to really get that scoreboard ticking over with their fast breaks?
Fagan's on the score sheet with her first bucket. So an early 3-point lead to the Flyers. Battle unfolding in these opening few minutes. Lock to Bourne, wide open, feet set for three, got it!
That hit no parts of the rim. No hesitation from Izzy Bourne, love to see it.
Lockridge hands it off. They look to go to Fagan. It's knocked out of bounds by Bourne. Let's get another look in the Amy replay.
It looked like too, Carter, that Flyers go to 2-3 zone, but after that first or second pass, then they mashed up out of it.
Yeah.
And like we said, teams don't practice against a lot of zone, let's be honest.
Rabati up and in for two. Nicely done.
And that's part of the strategy too. Just by the time you recognize they're in a zone and then you finally get to call the zone play, then all of a sudden back into a man, it's all you need really to take some seconds off the shot clock and really hurry up the opposition.
There's Lockridge with that last bucket, my apologies. So Charlotte Whittaker joins a number of tall ferns in the Adelaide roster. Shani Rabati, Ash Strawbridge and Ella Tofayono, all New Zealand natives. So she's got some, I guess, compatriots in the side. Here's Fagan going up against George, who says, not today.
And that's the matchup that you want to see Sanaya attack Kayla on the perimeter. Kayla did a good job using her arms and getting that block shot, but that is a mismatch, in my opinion, on the perimeter.
Here's Whittaker, nice pass to Talbot, gets the contact.
I think Sanaya Fagan's just sneaky quick, isn't she, that first step? That's a great back cut, using her body there, Talbot to draw the foul. But Sanaya Fagan, she doesn't look like she's quick, but that first step, or first two steps, she really covers some distance. It's such a weapon for her to have with this wonderful big body playing a centre, but can penetrate and really get ahead of people and get her 2 feet to the lane.
I've been so impressed with her scoring package this year, Carly. I mean, her shot, mid-range, 3 balls, she can put on the floor.
And we have early burgers here at the moment. The code W Upset on your screen. Make sure you head to the WNBL app and claim your free cheeseburgers.
And when you get there, tell them Steph sent you.
Don't often see that from Steph Talbot.
What's her free throw percentage this season, Jess?
75%.
Yeah, you normally don't miss 2 in a row when you're shooting 75. As Maddie Rachi gets herself to the stripe.
Let's say courtside to Megan.
Well, Nia Locke was one of the last players to earn a contract on this Southside team, and a proud moment getting her first start today in what is her second WNBL season. But she said although she's proud, her attitude doesn't change. She's just out there to bring energy and do what her team needs. And Damon, I think you're already changing your email signature to president of the Nia Locke.
Yeah, Megan, I'm a fan. Like, I've seen her play even earlier in the season, and you only got to see glimpses of her just to see the, the explosiveness that she has, and that's a good skip pass. Nothing but fresh air from Shawnee.
Nia Locke completed her college career at Washington, spent last season with Townsville before coming to Southside. It's a good moment for her early as Peters fires for 3.
Peters is another one that could really step up in this game for Southside Melbourne Flyers. She's averaging the 9 points per game, but she has the tools to be able to score more than that. They could really look to use her now that she's, got 5 points early.
Lockridge misfires at the other end. Whittaker keeps it alive, hands it off to Talbot. who looks to Fagan. That one-on-one battle against George, and she's offline.
Ooh.
Oh, that... Put that down in miscommunication, perhaps.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one, Carly. I feel like when we saw Flyers winning a few games early, it was because of Peters was having some good contributions on the scoreboard. They got the front court, the three-headed monster, so to speak, in George, Bourne, and Peters. When all three of them are firing, you got problems.
So Peters into the starting five for the first time since round 7. Just repeating no to our Reed for Southside today, out with concussion. Lockridge lets it fly. This is off the rim. Fagan can't keep it alive.
What do you reckon the mindset's like, Carly, from young Dallas? I mean, she's only still very young. I mean, we both got T-shirts older than her. How do you think she feels about coming back playing against her old team?
She'd be nervous. There's no two ways about it. It's hard when you go back into the old stadium, the old teammates. You know that they know your game so well. And you do feel like you have something to prove going back in there. But she's got, the ability, she's got the tools, and she's in the form to be able to produce a big game tonight.
Brazel into the action for the Lightning. Hands it off to Lockridge, but it's going to be a turnover.
And that's a turnover that, had she made a previous 3-ball, she would have shot that 3. But she's missed a few, so she's thinking, let me get on the rim. Got a little bit too excited with her feet. Turnover. Good pass.
Peters with the finish. Bright start to the Flyers. The lead is now 10. It has forced a timeout on the floor with 4 minutes to go in the first. Southside 16, Adelaide 6, and this is just the start that Southside would have wanted on their home floor.
Yeah, absolutely. Southside are really flying right now. Oh, that was...
That's your first one for today.
I didn't even mean that. I didn't. Oh, my goodness. But early stages for Adelaide, but they look a little bit lost on offense right now. You know how we're in that period of the year where it's Christmas and it's New Year's and you don't have a strategy, you don't have, your routine anymore, and you just don't know what day it is, and they look a little bit like that, which is understandable. It's the 28th of December, but they're really going to have to start looking at trying to execute.
Well, we're halfway through WNBL26, so don't miss your chance to catch a game live this summer. It's the perfect family day out, packed with energy, atmosphere, and unforgettable moments. There's nothing like being in the crowd and part of the action. Scan the QR code on your screen now or visit WNBL.com.au to find a game near you and get your tickets. Southside by 10. Peters with 7 points already after coming into the starting five today, as we head courtside and check in with Megan Huswaite. What'd you find out at the last time out, Megan?
Well, Aja Paramamar wants more activity on the defensive end from her Adelaide players. The message for the final 3.5 minutes is to get stops, and it's such a crucial game as it is game 1, of course, of a 4-game series between these two teams, which is critical considering that 4th spot is open for the taking.
Thank you, Megan. Back into the action here in this first quarter, 3.5 to play. So Adelaide coming off 82 points against Perth. Damon, you and I called that game. It was extraordinary shooting, and they would love to find a little bit more of that at the moment. Yeah,
that first half shooting display they put on against Perth was incredible, something you don't see very often, and right now they would love to channel that. Haven't hit a 3-ball just yet, only shooting 38% from 2. So like you said, Carl, their offense is weird right now, like this time of year. And I feel like that matchup zone they threw out at them really threw them out of rhythm early.
Strawbridge onto the floor for the Lightning. Here's Brazel for 3. Can't get it to go. And win possession back. Lockridge to Fagan from long range. Oh. That'll lift the Lightning.
Girls got a stroke. Let's make no mistakes about that. Beautiful jump shot.
29 points against Perth. One of 4 players in that game to score 20 plus. She's in extraordinary form. Let's check out on the Amy replay. As we mentioned, as Damon mentioned, the technique from Sanaya Fagan is pure.
You like those just slow transition threes? to go up, Carly? You think that the defense is set, you just cruise down, let it fly?
How good is it when you have a centre on your team that can hit that transition through at the top of the key? It is perfection.
Flyers by 7. Strong start to them. Fagan, oh, good defense from Peters. Steals it away, couldn't quite find Rochi. Great work by Lockridge to break it up. She runs it down the floor, hands it off to Talbot. Reset, top of the arc. Now Lockridge makes a move. Just couldn't quite get the finish.
Pull!
Won it back. And then Southside wins it back. Rochi calling the shots. Goes to George, who wanted to give it back to Rochi. And the ref has spotted a foul in amongst all of that.
Good old-fashioned give and go. Sometimes it's just human nature to relax. As soon as that ball goes into the post, you just turn and blink for a second. Good job by Maddie Rochi cutting to the hoop.
Averaging 16 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds per game is Maddie Rochi. Kayla George yet to hit the scoreboard so far. She averages 15 points and 11 rebounds per game. That shot's no good. Brazel against Peters. Goes to Talbot under a little bit of pressure from Marissa, who's into the action. Now Whitaker gets her first points in a WNBL debut.
Welcome. Carly, was that left-handed or right? What was that?
It didn't, I'm not really sure, but it looked good.
Somebody let me know if she's left-handed or not. I like the move, though.
Yeah, a bit of a fadeaway.
Signed with the Lightning during the week as George goes for it. Can't get it done, Rochi. And it's gone out of bounds. It'll be an Adelaide ball.
And Adelaide just hanging around, Carly. I feel like it was 16-6 Flyers. And I feel like if you don't really establish that lead, and of course Adelaide was always going to make a run, but they've definitely lost some momentum here, and you got to give Adelaide credit because Coach Aja, is she winless still, Jess, in her coaching debut?
Yes.
She's looking for her. We saw Renee Garland get her first dub last night. Coach Aja's looking for hers.
Here goes Strawbridge off the right for 2. We're going to head to a timeout. So Adelaide will close the gap. It was 10 points, and they're back to within 3. The Flyers 16, the Lightning 13. 39 seconds left in this first quarter. It's just a response Coach Aja Paramama would have wanted out of that last timeout.
Her great glue piece. She's physical. She'll be helping us in that 5 position, rebounding, defending some of those bigs, and we're happy to have her.
So that's Coach Aja Paramama speaking about their new recruit, Charlotte Whitaker, who had one incredible story. She went to college over at the University of Colorado, spent 5 years there, but while she was there, she was diagnosed with a genetic hip disorder, and she's had 5 surgeries in order to continue her playing career. She sat out most of the 2021-22 seasons. Spent a season in the NBL1 competition here in Australia last year with the Southwest Metro Pirates, a season back home in New Zealand, and here she is making her WNBL debut today against the Flyers. But she's 25 years of age, still so much basketball ahead of her. Great to see her getting her opportunity as we head back courtside to Megan.
Well, the momentum has changed here at the State Basketball Centre, and that energy was mirrored in Christy Harrower's timeout. She pleaded with her players to just make the simple passes. She said, if it's 50-50 and it's not there, don't pass it.
As Megan, we're back underway with 27 seconds to go. Bourne gets fouled.
Yeah, 50-50, Carly. That's only good at the roulette table if you're going red or black. Not when you're trying to pass the ball around.
Amazing story about Whitaker, Jess, and I've just had Coach Kennedy Kariyama, head coach of the Bendigo Spirit, of course, watching this game intently, has messaged and said she is left-handed.
Okay.
He can confirm for us.
Thanks, Coach. I got nothing but respect for the resilience that the young lady is showing. 5 surgeries. Average person would have packed it in.
Well, it was either do the surgery or perhaps not continue playing sport at all. And she only had about a 15 to 20% chance of even returning to the basketball court after those surgeries. So it's quite amazing. Final few seconds of this opening quarter. Marissa can't get it done. It's quarter time at the Victoria State Basketball Centre. Plenty on the line for these two sides as they hope to keep their seasons alive. And at quarter time, it is the Flyers 18 leading Adelaide 15. Sunday afternoon hoops, quarter time at the Victoria State Basketball Centre. Both these sides looking for their 5th win of the season. A tight contest at quarter time. The Flyers 18, leading Adelaide 15 as we get the second quarter underway. Jess Webster with you alongside Carly Wilson, Damon Lowry and Megan Huswaite courtside for us this afternoon. Megan, you're around the Adelaide huddle at quarter time. What were the key messages?
Well, Aja Param-Amar has been in this job for 29 days and she high-fived every player as they came into the timeout, and then she asked them, the quarter break, and she asked them what they're feeling. It's a very collaborative approach as they build chemistry on the run. But she said, we've had a poor first quarter and we're down by 3, too many fouls. But that will put a smile on her face from Razzle Dazzle Taylor Brazzle.
Sure will. Thank you, Megan. And Aja did get her first win of the season a couple of weeks ago against Sydney, so she's already got one victory on the board.
That's my bad. And Carly, here's what confuses me. Here's what puts me in a state of confusion. Steph Talbot.
Yes.
Legend. She's played 5 minutes, has 1 shot attempt, no assists, no rebounds, no steals. Like, this is what confuses about Steph, because she can be so dominant in passages, and then in other passages, you don't even know she's on the floor. Okay, thank you, Steph.
Yes,
thank you.
He heard you, but you're right. The Adelaide Lightning's barometer is Steph Talbot, and it's not necessarily if she's going to get 20 points or not. It's her energy and engagement in the game that determines whether this team wins or not. So she stepped up for you right here.
Do you think players of that caliber look to let everybody else get involved first and then put their stamp on it, or, you know, I kind of just like aggression. I'm too aggressive all the time.
Yeah, and there's a level of responsibility that comes along with being a captain, being an opal, being a WNBA superstar. You know, you come back to your hometown, you have to lead by example, which she's now starting to do in this quarter.
Three-point attempt is offline from Brazil. Scores a level, early stages, second term. And Southside got Potch onto the floor in this second quarter, hands it off to Marissa. Shot clock's ticking down. They go inside to George, off the glass for 2. It's her first points of the afternoon.
Great cut, good pass.
Fagan looks to go inside to Talbot, who's lifting in this second quarter. A couple of back-to-back buckets.
She was just playing possum. She sees a mismatch, though. There's no way Maddie Roach can guard, and they like to post Steph. They like to spread the floor and have Steph dive to the block.
Yep. George steps around Whitaker, hands it off to Potch. Tough shot. Can't get it done on the first attempt, but she gets the result she's after on the second. Talbot hands it off to Fagan. Looks to go to Whitaker. It's knocked away by George. Down to Andrews against her former side to Rochi from long range. Andrews with the rebound and then loses it. Regains her composure. Good defense shown from Brazil. Can she finish off a good work? It rolls in.
Not just a three-point shooter.
No.
And you look at the backcourt out there, Carly. Adelaide don't have a point guard on the floor right now. So they're doing it by kind of committee. Taylor Brazil's handling the ball, Steph's handling the ball. If I'm the Southside Flyers, I'm asking Haley Andrews, I'm asking Maddie Rachi, McKenna, Marissa to just pick up full court and just see if you can create some havoc.
Brazil fumbles, it goes out of play. She's got 7 points so far today, which is above her season average of 6. As Whitaker also has a rest for the Lightning and scores a level. So Fijo comes into the action for Adelaide, up against Rochi. She gets the foul and the finish.
Yeah, Maddie Rachi is not going to turn down an opportunity to be aggressive. And Jasmine just overplayed her. Once she crossed half court, you got to get into some form of containment. It was just a straight line drive to the basket.
And there's got to be better vision there on defense. You have to get to split line on someone like Maddie Rochi. She wants to get to the basket. She wants that layup. You've got to be aware if you're on split line, if you can step over early and try to cut off the lane.
Flyers by 3. Fagan looks to go inside to Talbot. It kicks it out to Lockridge. She's wide open for 3. Couldn't get it done. George with a rebound.
And Coach Jaja is trusting young Dallas Lockridge with 2 fouls. Got to be smart.
Potch under a bit of pressure, but she gets the bucket. And a bright young talent in this competition. Still just 19 years of age, Manny Potch. Here's Fijo looking to make a move. Goes back out to Lockridge. Up against Rochi. Good look at that one-on-one battle. Nothing but air from Lockridge. Fagan can't keep it alive. And the Flyers take it away. They lead by 5. Rochi penetrates and then gets a contact.
This is what Maddie does. One of her best attributes is just attacking gaps, putting the pressure on the interior defense. And now Fagan comes over, and that is a foul.
Well, there's no better way to show your club loyalty this WNBL season than repping your favourite player's jersey. Whether you're in the stands or watching from home, you can wear it with pride. Check out this season's full range of club merch now at WNBLstore.com.au. How many have you got now, Damon? The closet must be full.
I'm up to 4. Our athletics doing a great job making the clothes for the girls.
Maddie Rochi up to 8 points. She's leading the way for the Flyers. Peter's next best on 7. No one's hit double digits so far this game. Brazel leading the way for Adelaide at 7. Here's Talbot. The foul's called.
Yeah, as soon as Steph saw Manny switch out on her, she was always going to try to drive. I'd like to have seen Manny just increase the gap. See if you can just force Steph to shoot a jumper off the dribble in the mid-range, Carly, instead of staying that tight.
It's an interesting battle unfolding at the moment. Flyers by 6. They led by 3 at quarter time. What are your thoughts so far in the contest, Carly? What are you noticing?
I'm noticing the offensive rebounds. Both teams historically not really known for their O boards. Both actually equal last in the league, only having 10 O boards normally. And that crashing the O boards and getting another crack at it is what kept Adelaide in it in the first quarter. And Southside have really upped their O board game in this quarter with 7 points, and that's what's been able to give them another go and keep their scoreboard ticking over.
Taverno into the action for the Lightning. Lockridge, Talbot, Rabati and Fijo on the floor as well. For Southside, it's George, Roshi, Marissa, Poch and Peters. There's coach Ajat Paramama.
Izzy Bourne spent some extended minutes on the pine this quarter. Like to see her get back. Somebody got to stop Maddie Rachi. And she just strolling down the key for another deuce. And you know, those stats are really good. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm hoping this next comment will not be a jinx. But the only aspect of Maddie Rachi's game is the turnovers. This is a concern. She's averaging 5 turnovers a game. As a point guard, we all know that's no good, as Fijo makes a midi. But right now, she has 0 turnovers. This is quality guard play, if you ask me.
And they're pressuring her up the floor right now. It's not an easy job for her to get the ball up the court.
She fouled out against Perth in her last game. Maddie Rachi, 11 points and 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. That was against Bendigo. Sorry. So Flyers by 5, 4 minutes left in this second quarter. Maddie Rachi, the first player to double digits. She's on 10 points.
Somebody just got teched up. Not sure what for. We missed it. But here's one thing. If you want to waste your time, I'm just going to address the 80-odd players in the league, Carly.
Please.
If you want to waste your time, have a conversation with the refs. It gets you nowhere. How many games have you got? How many texts you got in your career, Carly?
I didn't get a single one.
See, you was very disciplined.
Yeah.
Didn't waste any of your time.
I believe that tech foul was for kicking the basketball.
And it's also the worst thing that can happen for Southside. They walked, big 3. They're exactly what Southside needed to keep that scoreboard going. But they walked Lockridge to the free throw line. She gets to test the wind, take her time, get her eye back in. She's missed a couple of threes, maybe wasn't feeling so confident. She's feeling confident now after that easy free throw.
So look, Kayla George after nailing that 3. Stefano makes a bucket. Flyers by 5. There is Rachi to Bourne. She's wide open for 3. She gets it done.
There's 2 tray balls for Izzy Bourne. Jasmine Fijo got caught over playing Maddie Rachi. Maddie Rachi penetrated and ended up getting the assist. Ball containment is critical.
Can Steph Talbot manufacture? Oh, she nails it from outside the arc. Couple of superstar vets trading blows. Rachi wanted to give it off to Bourne. It ricochets to Lock. That one bounces off the rim. Rebounds pulled in by Talbot. Takes it down the floor, 1-on-1 against Bourne. Fadeaway 2's nice. And we're heading to another timeout here. Flyers lead is cut to 4. Flyers 38 to the Lightning 34.
Carly, I like how Steph didn't just allow herself to be defended after the first time. So she comes down in transition. Izzy Bourne does a good job of cutting her off. She could have picked up her dribble and passed it, but she says, you know what, I'm Steph Talbot.
Yeah.
I can make another move and get this shot off.
She just has so many weapons, doesn't she? You've spoken earlier about how she posts up, has that quick duck in early, posts up the smaller guard. We've seen her hit a 3 tonight now. She's got the pull-up jump shot. So many weapons. It is so difficult to guard her when she's feeling it like she is now in this second quarter.
She's up to 8 points, 100% from the field. A couple of assists for Steph Talbot. And she's lifting in this second quarter as Adelaide are keeping themselves in touch. Flyers led by as much as 10 in that opening quarter. 3 at halftime, 3 at quarter time. And as we come out of a timeout here in the second quarter, the Flyers lead by 4 points, 38-34 over the Adelaide Lightning. These two sides sitting in 5th and 6th position on the ladder as they look to keep their finals chances alive. And let's head courtside to Megan Huswaite.
Well, Christy Harrower's timeout was something like a scene out of The Simpsons where Naughty Bart had to write what he wouldn't do on the chalkboard. For the Flyers, they would be writing, "Don't trade baskets." I counted Christy Harrower say it 4 times in the space of that timeout.
Ay, caramba!
I am here for any Simpsons reference that we can get into this broadcast. Excellent by Megan Huswaite. As Peters fires for 3 out of this timeout, can't get it done. She's known for her truth serums, Christy Harrower, as Kayla George described a little while ago. Producing another one there, it seems. Fijo up against George. Where's the contact?
And one thing we were saying earlier, Jess, Carly, about what is the imports' biggest adjustment when they come out here? It's the calls, it's the referees. Yeah. Oftentimes the imports, if they're young, they might have just left college, and it's a very ticky-tacky, a lot of calls in college just don't go that way in the pros. And this is a physical league. And I think that's the biggest thing, because you can see a lot of confused looks on some of their faces that they can't believe they're not getting some of the calls that they were used to.
Fijo 2 from 2 at the line. In his second season with Adelaide. He's a young dual code athlete as well, pretty handy footballer. Hayley Peters runs into trouble to George to Lock. It's no good. Aggression shown. Talbot, she looks like she's okay. Check it on the Amy replay. This is the triple from Kayla George. It's not what you want if you're Adelaide. Is Kayla George to start knocking them down?
No, absolutely not.
She is working against Whittaker on debut. The pass to Lock. Oh, great work to keep it alive. Peters throws it up. Oh, it rattles out. And Lock just keeps it alive. Great hustle shown. George.
That's how you earn the coach's trust.
Back to Lock. And she loses it. Adelaide ball.
That's how you lose some of the coach's trust. No, that's just bad luck. That was going to be a nice little Euro. Just lost the handle. But sometimes as a coach, you got to wear some of the good with the bad, Carly.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when you've got players with such athleticism, you know, they're still learning their body and what they're capable of.
Talbot's no good for 2. George with another rebound. Rochi hands it off to Peters. Gets contact off to the line for the M1.
Hayley Peters has woke up this morning and chose aggression. And it's good to see. Took advantage of Charlotte Whittaker, just got a little bit too overzealous with the hands.
Second personal foul for Whittaker.
So what's that, Jess? Whittaker's on 2 fouls, Sanaya Fagan's on 2 fouls. This is right where Coach Ajah did not want to be.
Peters completes the 3-point play, and she's up to 10 points. Flyers maintain that handy buffer. Led by 3 at quarter time. Margin's currently 5. Robardi to Tofaeno. Trying to step around. George, tough shot. She gets it done. Rochi looks for Bourne. Adelaide possession.
And they got a good chemistry, these two. Kilo Thunder teammates. There's been a whole bunch of two-man game between those two. Izzy just couldn't get that one to go.
Timeout here in the second quarter with 19 seconds left. So Flyers by 3, which was the margin at quarter time. So the UC Caps currently in 4th position on the ladder. But the big news is that Jade Melbourne is going to be out for a number of weeks with a finger injury. So perhaps these two sides can sense an opportunity to get a little bit of a run on and maybe steal that 4th spot, which is, you think the top 3 are pretty much locked and loaded for WNBL26, and it's a race for that last final spot.
And, you know, before this injury, it looked like the Caps were maybe starting to put a bit of a gap between themselves and the rest of the league, but it's just going to be difficult for them in the next couple of games with 2 studs being out. You know, we don't know how long Blitzards is going to be out, but she's missed 2 games, the last 2 games with her knee. Really does mean that there is a huge opportunity for the 2 teams out there on the floor right now. Get some wins under their belt in the next couple of weeks. Only 1 win away from being in the top 4 after today, one of these teams.
And with 8 games to go, Canberra Capitals and Jade Melbourne, she's going to have surgery. Watch the Mystics sitting around there right now going...
Yeah. Maybe just putting in a phone call or 2, David.
Might want to just chill.
Yeah.
Especially, Carly, if the playoffs out of the picture by that stage.
Yeah, which they could be. We don't know.
We don't know.
Final few seconds of the opening half. Lockridge hands it off. She might get it back. She does. And that will do us for the opening half. So the Southside Melbourne Flyers have their noses in front on their home floor. They lead the Adelaide Lightning 41-38 at halftime. It was the same margin at quarter time as well. These two sides have both won 4 games for the season. Interestingly, in their last 6 games, they've both had 1 win each, both against Sydney. So a valuable few points up for grabs this afternoon. We have a huge second half to come. Still plenty more to play out here as we head courtside to Megan Huswaite, who's with Maddie Rochi.
Well, when the going's got tough for Southside in recent years, Maddie Rochi has been the one that's got them going. It's tough going out there now.
Yeah, definitely. We know Adelaide's a team that can play in transition and they can pile points on quickly with the players that they have. So we really need to come out in the second half and lock down at the defensive end.
So consistency's been a bit of an issue within games for the Flyers. How do you maintain the rage in the second half and ensure that you play 4 quarters today?
It's definitely our discipline at both ends of the floor, being patient, and I think also just executing what we know we're good at and doing the simple things. And we know that we come out in the second half and we're a little bit flat, so especially against this team today, we need to find a way to be able to put 4 quarters of basketball together, but also stay disciplined and also be poised on the offensive end.
Finally, one word to describe your battle with Dallas right now?
Yeah, it's tough out there. I mean, I probably don't have one word, but yeah, she's a player that we know can play it and score at any time. So for me, it's about staying focused on the defensive end.
We're loving it. Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks to Megan and Maddie. A tight contest in the opening half. The Flyers by 3. Stick around because our experts Carly Wilson and Damon Lowry are going to analyse the first half after the break.
Welcome back to the State Basketball Centre here in Victoria. The Southside Melbourne Flyers hosting the Adelaide Lightning, and they lead by 3 points at halftime on what has been a tight contest so far. Jess Webster with you alongside former WNBL star and Commonwealth Games gold medalist Carly Wilson and NBL champion Damon Larry in commentary this afternoon. Damon and Carly, a tight contest as we mentioned in the opening half, but the Flyers just with their noses in front.
Well, and we look at the stats, it's all pretty close across the board, which we expect with the scoreline being so tight. But it's been a story about Peters for me. She's really stepped up for the Southside in this first half. It's been great to watch.
She's into the starting five for the first time since round 7. Hayley Peters, she's got 10 points to halftime. Damon, you've liked what you've seen from her?
Hayley Peters has woke up, like I said, and chose aggression. This is how I feel, not just imports should play, but definitely scorers should play. Sometimes we see players let the game come to them, and right now Hayley is not waiting for that to happen. She's taking it upon herself to get herself involved early. But if I'm the Flyers, I'm a little bit nervous because Dallas Lockridge and Sanaya Fagan have only had like maybe 9 points between the two of them, and they only down by, the 3 points. So you got to figure they're going to have a big second half.
It's been a contest where no one player has really set it alight at the moment, so we are expecting something big to happen in the second half.
Something's coming.
Well, Sanaya Fagan hasn't quite, got going either as we take a look at the Blackmores head-to-head. And this is the matchup that we're really looking forward to watching pre-game. Maddie Rochi against Dallas Lockridge, who's playing against her former side for the first time. Rochi with the 10 points, Lockridge with the 5. But you do feel like Lockridge has got a couple more gears to go in the second half.
Yeah, I think so. And I'd like to see her try to get herself to the free throw line a little bit more. Things weren't going that well for her from the 3-point line. That's fine. Get yourself to the free throw line. She's a great free throw shooter. And that can really make you feel confident about taking more outside shots after that.
Well, Steph Talbot probably had a slow opening quarter, but she did some nice things in that second quarter, Damon, and she's got 8 points to her name at halftime. She's leading the way for Adelaide Lightning in terms of scoring.
All in the second quarter, 8 points and 2 rebounds. She took the first quarter off. She would let her teammates get involved, and she picks and chooses her times. And that's one thing I'm learning about how Steph plays as we look at her forward shot chart. But with a shot chart like that, damn it, I'm not waiting around much longer. So if she stays aggressive, shooting like that, it could open things up a little bit more.
So what are we going to get in the second half? These two sides, as we've mentioned, only won 4 games each this season, but a big opportunity to sneak into that 4th spot. So big second half to come. But coming up later tonight, the Perth Lynx are absolutely on fire at the moment. They're at home tonight against the Geelong Venom. So a tough task for the Venom as Perth look to continue the momentum and finish off season 2025 on a high. Well, Izzy Bourne, she's a young opal on the rise, and she's putting together a fabulous season. As we take you to the break, check out this interview we did with her a little earlier in the season, speaking about her journey so far and her relationship with Kayla George.
Reed tosses it inside to Bourne straight away.
So I've spent 2 part-time seasons with Keilor Thunder for NBL1 under Christy Harrower. And then, obviously been at Adelaide, so I've been going back and forth. But finally got the opportunity to stick around in Melbourne and keep playing for Christy at Southside Flyers. And I'm really, really excited.
Bourne will have a wide open look.
Overall, I think she sees and has a lot of confidence in me, maybe sometimes more than I have in myself. So I think being able to play and grow under her has kind of filled my cup more than I ever thought it could be filled. Yeah, she's given me so much confidence and helped me grow in ways that, I didn't really think were possible or maybe a bit outside of my game. So grateful and lucky to have someone experienced and, as humble, great person, teaching me the game every day. I just feel every day I kind of pinch myself that I get to learn from her, one of the greatest of the game.
Rochi to Bourne. Great take to the basket off the left.
There's so many things to look forward to playing with Kayla. Not only, the way she plays and she can, we can work off each other as she can shoot the 3, I can shoot the 3. I'm really excited to learn her leadership. I think she's, that player that kind of drags everyone along with her, and her energy is something that is so contagious. And so just learning how she leads and watching and observing, and hopefully adding into my leadership skills is something that I'm really looking forward to.
To scoop it home, Bourne maybe with another offensive rebound indeed.
Just having a night.
Inspired stuff from Izzy Bourne.
Halftime at the State Basketball Centre. It is the Flyers leading the Adelaide Lightning by 3 points at halftime. A great contest unfolding so far. Well, our courtside reporter Megan Huswaite is always over everything. She's always got her eye on who is in the crowd at WNBL matches, and she is courtside with the GOAT, the one and only Lauren Jackson.
I am with Australia's greatest ever basketballer, Lauren Jackson. A happy hunting ground. Of course, you won a championship here on this court a couple of years ago, but how are you enjoying the first half here this afternoon, Loz?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Really fast-paced. It's a great game of basketball.
I want to ask you a couple of quick-fire questions on a few players shining in the league right now. Let's start with Dallas Lockridge. You played with her at Southside. In fact, you and She Hoops made a documentary about Dallas, and how great is it to see her having a breakout year?
Yeah, Dallas has been shining this year. Just being able to watch her really take control and take lead of this team has been really beautiful to watch, actually. So it's been fun just watching that evolve, and yeah, she's definitely putting a hand up for a spot in the Opal squad.
We head to Perth tonight to watch them play. You described Hanshu as the greatest import that the WNBL has seen. What's the potential for Han?
Well, it's not only potential for her. I think everyone knows how good she is. Obviously, her skill set for someone in her size is incredible. She can shoot, she can pass, she can dribble, she can pretty much do it all. But I think the potential for Perth is the exciting part. You know, can they get a championship? It's pretty exciting to see.
And finally, Unique Thompson. You played with her in Albury in NBL 1, and she's having a cracker debut WNBL season. You must be so proud.
I am so proud of her, and I think she's starting to really get some confidence. And I think, you know, her explosiveness and the way that she plays, she's just a monster on the boards. And you know I love Unique, so I'm always going to be in her corner. So yeah, it's all good.
We love you too, Lozzie. Thanks for your time as always. Enjoy the second.
Thank you, Megs.
Thank you, Megan. Always great to have the insights of Lauren Jackson. Great to see her enjoying the action on Sunday afternoon. Jess Webster with you alongside Carly Wilson and Damon Lowry as we get set for a big second half. Carly and Damon, what are we going to get?
Sanaya Fagan.
Yes.
It's her.
Yep.
I've decided.
Big second half.
Yep, she's stepping up in the second half. She's going to lead this Adelaide team. You know, she's had a quiet first half, but you know that she has it in her. I think she's going to be the one that's going to step up.
Just got to stay out of foul trouble, and that's a sloppy turnover to start off the proceedings. And again, they showed them a 2-3 zone for like the first of 2 passes. Went to a man-to-man. It's got them bamboozled at the moment.
Sanaya Fagan, 5 points in that first half, 2 personal fouls to her name. Peters hands it off to George. She gets fouled.
That's an unblockable shot pretty much. I love that fade. You kind of put a shoulder into the defender, and then you just lean back. And that is a shot that Carly makes regularly.
Left shoulder, though.
Left shoulder for Carly.
Yeah. But I think Adelaide have to be more disciplined on that defensive play as well. 3 players around her. They've got the referee's attention straight away. Well, the refs are looking. There's 3 players right there. Do not stick your hands in. Make her earn it.
What's the difference between the 82 points they scored against Perth, Damon, to today?
Today they can't shoot worth a damn. That's just the way it goes sometimes. You can't. That was abnormal shooting against Perth. You don't see that very often. And also, Perth play a style that really gets up and down, and you can, you know, got an opportunity to get more points on the board. Great job in transition. Once again, Maddie Rachi being a real threat. Nia Locke, the beneficiary.
Flies up by 7. Stay with the Lightning. Scorers for Adelaide as we take another look at Maddie Rachi's excellent pass here on replay. So Nia Locke, who's really enjoying her opportunity in the starting 5 for the first time this season. Lockridge lets it fly, rattles out. She'll get a second opportunity here. This time hands it off to Whitaker on debut. Back to Lockridge. Up against Rachi and gets the finish. Give herself a little confidence boost.
She's not going to not be aggressive, is she, Carly? It's in her DNA, I think.
Yeah, and she can't afford not to be. You know, in the position that she holds in this team as the point guard, as the leader out there, she's got to lead the way.
Still just 21 years of age. Can't complete the three-point play. Southside up by 5. Bourne off to Locke. Now works away inside, kicks it out for Peters. Can't find the finishing touch. Rebound goes to Lockridge. Fast break to Talbot to finish it off. Gets fouled.
Somebody got lost in transition. Steph was open for 2 seconds even before that pass got there. And you see, there's different styles, right, Carly? You see Maddie Rachi, she struggled against, let me come back to that, because Jess is about to hype up Hoop Fest.
Absolutely, let's talk about Hoops Fest. It's Australasia's biggest basketball, culture and lifestyle festival. It's all about the hoops, the ultimate fusion of sport, culture, music and entertainment. Hoops Fest will once again take over Western Australia from the 15th to the 18th of January. Don't miss out on everything Hoops Fest has to offer, including the Hungry Jacks NBL and WNBL regular season games, the Fan Zone, the Cup, the Sneakerland events. Make sure you scan the QR code for an exclusive broadcast offer, 20% off all Hoops Fest tickets. Grab them now.
It's going to go off.
Now, fabulous.
As I was saying before I was interrupted by you, Chef. now I can't wait for Hoop Fest. I'll be there. But I was going to say that Maddie Rachi right now is having a great game. I love the fact she has no turnovers, but she's being allowed to play on her terms. When we saw her play against Bendigo, Megan McConnell will not let Maddie Rachi play on her terms. You can see the difference. Right now, it's almost like Dallas Lockridge is over-respecting Maddie Rachi. Am I off?
I wouldn't say so. I think you're spot on.
Here is Rachi. Over the top to Bourne. Shot clock ticking down. So what can she do? Can't get it to drop.
Adelaide ball.
3 team fouls already. Not even 3 minutes played about the Flyers. Foul discipline is now an issue.
Sorry, Fagan. To Lockridge, gives it back to Talbot. They go in the Fagan direction, up against George. Well, good defense from George. So play go down. Behind play. Rachi back to her feet. Hands it off to George. Well, George goes herself. Oh, almost into the corner for Locke. Just pass a little too hot for her, and it goes out of play.
And we saw our post defense. Sanaya Fagan tried to go inside, try to beat Kayla baseline. You got to pick your spots. Like, that's not a mismatch now. Kayla 6'3", long arms, been defending people for 20 years. She needs to get her to better spots on the floor. Bring Kayla out into space.
Yeah.
And then attack her off the dribble.
From the elbow, you know, that was quite successful for her in that first quarter. She hasn't gone back to it.
Let's say courtside to Megan.
Southside without Tara Reid today. She's in concussion protocols. She suffered a mild concussion and a blood nose last game, but she is feeling good and hopeful of playing on Tuesday against Sydney. But concussion, always a huge issue in sport, but currently 3 players in concussion protocols around the league. Olivia Apupa at Sydney remains in them, and Talia Tapia, unfortunately, a concussion for Canberra last night.
Thank you, Megan. Hopefully we get to see all those players back out onto the floor very soon. Tara Reid averaging nearly 7 points per game, 3 rebounds and a couple of assists for the Flyers. Not out there today.
And she's more important than just those numbers. It's the rotations, too. It's the depth.
So just over halfway through this third quarter as Lockridge fires for 3. Can't get it to go. George with a rebound. Southside by 3. Intriguing battle unfolding at the moment. Both sides really gaining full control over this contest. Potch hands it back to Rochi. It's Fagan to contend with. Now she gets a look in the corner and it goes down.
Good patience from Rochi there too. You know, the shot clock was ticking down. She could see that she felt like she had to create something, but she didn't force it. She waited for the game to come to her. Beautiful three-point shot in the corner.
Takes her tally to 12 for the afternoon. Peters on 10. Talbot leading the way for Adelaide with 10. So Fagan still on the 5 points. Averages the 19 per game, coming off 29 against Perth. So Adelaide Lightning fans would love to see her get going.
Okay, let me just have a chat with Naya. Let me just have a quick little chat. You're on 14 fouls, and you guard Steph Talbot 27 feet away from the basket. You don't need to be that aggressive. Now she's shooting free throws, and the ref is talking to her. She's going, don't worry, Damon, me and Damon are going to talk about this later. This is what happens. She's got so much energy, Carly. It's just like it's hard to kind of contain it. Once she learns, once that matures in her, when she can pick her spots, when to use her athleticism, she's going to be unreal.
They're a great free throw shooting team, Adelaide. They're actually first in the league, 78% normally, but it hasn't been the story tonight. They've only just ticked over 60%. They're at 64% now, thanks to Talbot's last 2 trips to the free throw line. But for the majority of in this game, they've been at 50%, 54%. Makes it difficult when you're behind.
Potch delivers a bomb.
Oh, Manny got to be respected out there. You cannot disrespect her. Even though she's only shooting 20%, in her mind, she's a 50% shooter from out there.
Here goes Rochi, takes it down the floor. Potch to George. They go back to Potch. Will she get a second triple? She does! Hello, Manny Potch.
You better ask somebody about Manny Potch. You got problems if you disrespect Manny Potch.
Coach Asha Paramamar has seen enough. We're heading to a timeout here in the third. Flyers 53, Adelaide 44. Well, at halftime, Carly and Damon, we wanted someone to stand up and give us a highlight, give us a spark, and it's Manny Potch who delivers.
And I was gonna say, like, there was a passage of play, and this isn't the one, but Izzy Bourne had Dallas Lockridge posted up, but she was trying to front her. And as we come down, this would be it right here. So as the camera pans down a little bit lower, but Izzy Bourne didn't try to establish front position, and nobody threw the lob to her. So I'm saying I would like to see Izzy Bourne, Cardi, just fight to get in front of the little guard. That way she's gonna have to either foul you or you're just gonna get a catch.
It also got to be crowded in there too. Like, they need to space it out a little bit so they can go to those mismatches.
Now, hopefully Manny Potch understands the rules. We didn't make the rules, Carly. They're global rules of the heat check. You make 2 threes in a row, you have to take the next one.
Let's see what she does as we head courtside to Megan.
Thrice is twice as nice. That was the message from Christy Harrower. They are drawing up and they're going to Manny again for 3 when they get the
See in the background, Andrew's immediately to her spot and probably relaying those messages. Final minute of this contest at the State Basketball Centre. Another foul called.
And that's just Steph just running straight to the front of the rim.
Points and counting for Steph Talbot today. 3 rebounds, 4 assists. She's on 4 personals too, so she's in danger of being the 3rd player to be fouled out today.
It's kind of performance, sorry, Carly, that you want to see from your leader from start to finish. Just continue to grind out the game no matter what the scoreboard is.
And she's done a great job of that. I was just going to say she had a bit of a hard time from the free throw line, only 67%. I think she's missed 5. So that, you know, that tally, her points could have really been quite a bit higher. But what has been good is that she's stayed aggressive and she's kept presenting. She's kept working hard in the post to try to give her team a look in there. And then she's had to create a lot herself, you know, one-on-one from the perimeter.
Coach Jaja's saying we're not going to just let this game just run out. We're going to foul you, and you're just going to got to make free throws.
Andrews 2 from 2 keeps the scoreboard ticking along for the Flyers. Talbot hands it off to Rabadi, gets it back. Now looks to make her move, drives hard, just couldn't quite get the finish in the end, and that's come off Peters, and possession will remain with Adelaide with 39 seconds left. Go to Fagan, hasn't been her best afternoon, but that was nice. 11 points, 9 rebounds. Still in double-double territory.
And Christy Harrod never had to put Kayla George back in the game. Keeping those legs fresh in season number 18.
Would Kayla enjoy that, though? She just loves being out there, you know? I'm not sure that she would be happy sitting on the bench, Carly.
No, I don't think Kayla likes being on the bench at all, but she did play 40 minutes the entire game in their last matchup, so maybe she's quite happy post-Christmas. Put the feet up at the end.
They do play again this round, so they'll back up against the Flames on Tuesday night.
Missed them both for a 3-ball right here. And that was about as good a look as you can get. That's the only thing with playing the foul game when everybody's in foul trouble. Yeah. You don't want to have 4 players on the court like I had to do one year when I was coaching the Mitre Whittlesey Pacers.
The next one in
that
trouble.
Was embarrassing.
Talbot, Fijo, and Fagan all on 4 personal, so
21 seconds left. See how many players they'll end up with. Fijo, for a last-minute highlight. It's no good. Away goes Rochi to Marissa for the finishing touch as it rolls in. Southside will win their 5th game of WNBL26. As they see out the clock on their home floor, they had to grind it out, but they got the job done today. They keep themselves in the finals hunt with an 85-72 victory over the Adelaide Lightning. They had to do it for large portions of the contest with Kayla George on the bench, who spent a bit of time in foul trouble. But they shot out of the gates. They led by as much as 10 points during that first quarter. Adelaide closed to within 3 at quarter time, which was the margin at half time. Flyers extended it to 5 at three-quarter time as they cruised to a 13-point victory as we head courtside to Megan Huswaite, who is with one of our best players of today. Megan.
Well, Maddie, when it's your day, it's your day. How do you ready yourself to come off the bench and pack a punch and help win the game for your team?
I think just staying engaged, like just keep listening to what Christy has to say and my teammates, and then them just backing me up every single day. So I think that's what keeps me keep going every single day. So yeah.
It was a much needed win for the Flyers, and you were looking for a four-quarter performance, which you haven't been able to do much this season. That was pretty close.
That was pretty close. I think we did it for most of the game, but then the other half we just couldn't really do it. But we'll take the win. A win's a win. So
well,
yeah.
You've got another opportunity on Tuesday against Sydney, but just want to talk about having family here today. The siblings were going off. I've heard from Nard. She was jumping up and down, loving the Manny show. How much do you love the support?
Oh, I love it. I love it every day. I think I talk about it like nearly to everyone, how much I love my family and the support. So it's so good.
We loved your effort today. The girls are waiting for you. Well done, Manny.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
She was a highlight for today, Manny Poch, 15 points and a fabulous performance. Stay with us. We're going to wrap it up after the break. It was the first meeting between these two sides this season, and it was the Southside Flyers who got the job done today. This is a prayer from Steph Talbot, one of the highlights of the contest. Unfortunately for the Lightning, they couldn't get the job done. Flyers by 13 points. Jess Webster with you alongside Carly Wilson and Damon Lowry. Carly and Damon, sometimes you've got to win ugly, and that's exactly what the Flyers did today.
Yeah, they did. They just did what needed to be done each quarter to get the W. It wasn't anything too flashy, but it didn't need to be.
We'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day.
What do you think Christy Howard will be saying post-game? Will she be pleased that they got the result? Because that's probably what's most important for the Flyers. They need to get the wins on the board.
She'll be pleased with the result, and she'll be pleased with the defensive effort because they took out two of their best players in Dallas Lockridge and Sanaya Fagan. She will not, on the other hand, be pleased with the 17 turnovers.
No, not at all. Maddie Rocci leading the way with 17 points. But Manny Potch delivered us some highlights with 15. How exciting was her game today?
She was so exciting today, and I think it really lifted the Southside Melbourne Flyers right when they needed it. The back-to-back triples that we saw from her, and then just some three-point plays, some fast break action, really got the crowd involved, and that helped them in that second half.
Damon, this is the Bunnings Warehouse ladder, and we're just keeping our eye on that 4th spot at the moment. The Caps currently hold it, but Southside Melbourne Flyers with their 5th win keeps them in touch.
Yeah, we're waiting to see who can get that 4th spot. This ain't charity. We're just not giving away the 4th spot. Somebody got to actually play good enough, sustain a few wins together, because I would hate to see the 4th place team limp, Carly, into the playoffs with a losing record. So hopefully we can get that 4th place team in the winning side with more dubs.
The Southside Flyers, they're in action again on Tuesday night against the Flames before their next home game against the Geelong Venom on January 3. So really important stretch of games for Southside to get some wins on the board, generate some momentum before a massive second half of the WNBL26 season. Thanks for your company wherever you're watching today. It was the Flyers by 13 points. We'll see you again soon.